Good morning. It is a great morning, and we're glad that you have chosen to join with us in this celebration. Not since the construction of the original buildings in 1974 has this campus seen so much activity. And so this is a special occasion that we celebrate the dedication of our new day school building at Westminster Schools of Augusta.
Welcome to this wonderful and long-awaited occasion as we dedicate this building to the glory of God and in honor of Mr. and Mrs. Robert B. Pamplin, Sr. Today we celebrate what God has done for Westminster and for the greater Augusta community. Betty Jean Lovingood has been affiliated with Westminster Schools since its inception in 1972. She taught kindergarten for 16 years. Her husband, Al, is our longest-serving board member, having been on the board since the school's founding. Betty Jean is going to share with us some of her reflection from those early years.
It's been a long time getting here. In fact, I never dreamed we would get here. Fall of 1972 saw Westminster School begin in rented space at National Hills Baptist Church. When we started school, we had no gymnasium. We had what I have been told in asking my daughter. We had a music room. It was that little closet. So they were really packed in. Actually, music was in each separate classroom, but when chorus practiced, that's when they went to the closet.
Kelly Farmer, the daughter of Susan and Forrest Hensley, wears several hats here at Westminster. She's the parent of two children, Matthew and Mallory, who are currently enrolled at Westminster up on the upper campus. She is a first grade teacher, and she is also an alumna. She has watched Westminster Schools grow from its earliest years at National Hills to this day. Kelly?
Good morning. I think John chose me because he got 3 speakers for the price of 1. And I do feel like honored to represent all 3 groups of people. I was in the second graduating class, 1978, and I don't want to see anybody adding backwards in their heads to figure out how old I am. I am a parent of 2 children, and they've been here since elementary school. And I feel like I represent, or I hope to represent, a great group of teachers. But I want to tell you about what Westminster did for me. I felt like the Lord worked even then through the most wonderful teachers. You see, the buildings really didn't matter. I felt like the teachers that I had encouraged me in so many areas, academically, in leadership roles, in athletics. And I knew the teachers took a personal interest in me. And even 20 plus years ago, this was a setting of spiritual and academic excellence, even in that environment.
David Hanks needs no introduction. He is the father of 2 graduates, a long-term board member, and has served as the board chair for many years, during my whole tenure at least. I have often said that if David Hanks were to cut his hand, he would bleed blue and white. He is an encourager, he has vision, and he has an unwavering commitment to Westminster and to our ministry here. David?
I don't know if the doctors have checked me for blue blood, but I do know that I was at Davidson College cheering for my nephew last weekend, and they're the Wildcats, so I was right at home. I didn't have to change anything. What a joyful day this is for Westminster Schools, and as has already been done, I want to just welcome you to this really monumental occasion in this ministry. As we dedicate this building today, I couldn't help but recall some years ago, not too many years ago, coming out to this spot and walking through the woods that then occupied the place. And at this time, several years ago, this 4 to 5 acre tract was not owned by a school. And I remember dreaming and praying that perhaps someday this property would be ours. Several years later, individuals in our school family purchased the land and graciously gave it to the school. It's really been thrilling to see the beautiful building occupy this spot, and we are so thankful for it. And it's a good time to remind one another of Paul's counsel in 1 Corinthians 3:7. So then neither he who plants is anything, nor he who waters, but God who gives the increase.